Hello, Aries. Welcome to your December 1st through the 15th soul session. I am Marlo if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards to see what's going on for you all during the first 15 days of December. You know what I'm saying? I hope you've been doing well, Aries. Okay, first card out, we have the Ace of Swords, and my autofocus likes me today. In the reverse, so coming out of November and into December, there's a need for a mental breakthrough, Aries. I feel there's a tad bit of confusion that's going on here. I do feel a tad bit of ruminating thoughts, if I could say it that way. It feels to me almost as if it's not really so much that you guys have a lot on your mind. I feel there's one particular thing you guys are kind of fixated on. And it feels almost as if you're spending like a great deal of time like trying to deconstruct it or decode it. But then I'm also getting the sense as well, and it's funny, I'm getting all of this from one card, but I'm also getting the sense as well, almost like a frustration, an annoyance, or a level of aggravation with yourself because you're fixating on this particular thing. So it's either a person or it's a situation, and it's something that's panning out in a way that you didn't necessarily expect. And it feels almost as if typically you wouldn't really care, or you really wouldn't be like tripping about it or worrying about it. But for some reason, this particular person's situation or circumstance is really bothering you. So it's almost as if there's a great deal of time that's being spent fixating on this. But just what I'm getting from this, and what's pretty much leading the charge of what the theme for the first 2 weeks of this month are going to be for you guys. It's more or less a need to kind of walk away from it, because I feel what you guys would be ruminating over, it feels more in the realm of like why type of deal. But I feel, and this is of course me saying this subjectively, subjectively you're ruminating trying to figure out the why, but I feel objectively, because of course I'm not in your brain, you know what I'm saying, it's something you would want to step away from, because I feel that it's like you would never know the why this particular thing transpired, if that's making sense. Right now, the next card that you guys have, well, that's exactly what your friend Marlo just said. We have the Four of Swords. So it's really like a need to kind of take a step back from it to gain clarity. I can't think of a good colloquialism for this. It is kind of sort of in that ballpark of a watch pot never boils kind of deal. But it's really more or less that you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it. That's still not in the ballpark of the energy signature that I'm picking up. But it's more or less like fixating on it, trying to get clarity on it. Or even if you think about it, like a person has like writer's block, right? When you have writer's block, sitting at the computer and trying to make something come out is not going to make anything come out. So the best thing that you want to do is kind of switch up that energy. So for the first couple of days of the first week of December, I feel you guys coming in a headspace, but the thing that's really going to behoove you sounds, of course, counterintuitive, which is how all of the soul sessions are coming out this month, is doing something counterintuitive. And as you kind of turning your back on this thing that you guys have been fixating on. Now, oh, wow. The next card that we have is the Five of Swords. Yes, it's a hollow victory is what the Five of Swords is about. But I still feel this very much as a very mental energy. So of course, you know, you guys are a fire sign. You want to take action in all of the things. But I feel what's really pissing Aries off and is frustrating you is, and of course, I didn't pay attention to this transit. I don't know how long it lasted, but I know I said that to a couple of other signs. It's a channeled message that I got. I think it was like the last week of November is when it was, but it was a message about Mars energy. So it's definitely something that's in alignment with you guys, but it was something along the lines of, I had it written down somewhere. I don't feel like going through all those papers, but it was something like, So sorry to interrupt you guys while you're listening to the show, but I wanted to tell you guys about our new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of them, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat. You can also text them between sessions. If you or someone you know has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. Now let's get back to the show. In life, the true power lies in, and I'm just kind of, giving a synopsis of it, but it's like the true power lies in using the power of Mars to play chess, not checkers. It's something along those lines. So it's really speaking in a sense of like strategy. And the day I got that channeled message, Saturn was trining Mars, right? So, and just kind of using that as like, kind of like an oracle, if you will, to get my point across of what I'm saying to you guys, is you guys being heavily in this mental energy. And it's a great deal of frustration. And I feel it's because like why you guys would be like obsessing over this or trying to get to the why of what this is because there's an action that Aries wants to take, right? But you can't take that action because you feel as if you need to understand what transpired or what this particular why is or why this person did what they did or how you're in the situation that you're in, whatever the case. And it's the fact that you can't get clarity on it. And it's almost like you'll assume or want to just like write it off, but then you still end up coming back to it because it's like, well, what if that's not what it is that's happening, type of deal. But I feel you guys kind of stepping away inadvertently brings you back into your heart space. And I feel it's almost like an intuitive hit that you guys would get within this first week of December that would help you guys with moving forward. Because I feel if you continue to stay like in this mental prison type of deal, or if you attempted to act on or act in opposition to or in the direction of whatever this is that we're talking about, Aries, it's kind of like it's not going to work for you because you don't have the full story. So, and of course, I'm the mother of an Aries, an Aries teenager of all things. And so I get it. It's like there's a level of impatience you guys have because y'all want to like get her done, take action. But I feel just like the channeled message that I got, I feel there's a need to play chess as opposed to checkers because, of course, chess is a game of strategy. So there needs to be more or less like a strategy to how it is that you guys are attacking this particular thing. And as difficult as it may be to take a step back and to have patience and to not act, I think that would behoove you guys. Because with this Five of Swords, I feel if you all were to just kind of say F it, because it's like this frustration, dude. I feel it. Like, it just feels like y'all could like punch someone in the face. It's like the energy I'm picking up on. So I feel it would behoove you guys to be patient and to kind of step away from it, because I feel more or less, and we'll see when we get into the second week of December, but it feels more or less like you're seeking the answer and the answer is trying to come to you, but while you're seeking it, it's kind of pushing it farther away, if that makes sense. Now, the next card that we have, well, hello, we have the Lover's card. That's Gemini energy. So, of course, that's a need to make a choice and make a choice that's in alignment with you in child look. Next card that we have is the Six of Wands. And you guys, last card is the Five of Wands. This is so interesting. So here's the thing, my beautiful Aries. The thing that would behoove you guys, as much like I was saying a few seconds ago, is literally there's a need to make a choice to step back away from this, because I feel it's almost like y'all worrying about this or caring about this. And again, this is going to be counterintuitive. You guys caring about this or worrying about this seems like the idyllic thing to do, because it's like, I need to make a decision. I need to move forward. Should I stay? Should I go? That kind of vibe, right? So it's like, I'm going to keep thinking on this and meditating on it and stressing over it, whatever, because I have to get to what it is that's happening here so that I'm able to move forward. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, I feel if you guys were to do that, that's exactly what would get you into this Five of Swords kind of energy. Now, with the Five of Wands coming out like underneath that, that's a better energy to be in as opposed to the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords is more of like, it's like a disempowered conflict. It's like the illusion of having won, or having the upper hand in a particular situation. It's a hollow victory. But with the Five of Wands, it's more or less about you guys standing in your power. So looking at what we're looking at for the second week of December, it's more or less, if you guys were to make a choice to align with your heart space versus your mental energy, because all of this, the first week of December, is all a very anxious, ruminating type of energy, a very confused, stuck, type of energy. And even looking at the colors of these cards, it's like the first week of December, it's dark, but then the second week of December going into the 15th, it starts to lighten up. And it's really with you guys getting back into your energy, right? Because we have the wands, right? Which you guys are a fire sign. You're coming out of a lot of swords energy, which isn't inherent to you, right? So it's wanting, and this is so interesting how my guys are like telling me this right now, because like, I don't even know how to say it out of my mouth. It's like the impression I'm getting, it resonates with me and I get it, but trying to get this out of my mouth is going to be fun. So, God, how can I even say this? It's like, okay, so an Aries likes to take action on things. Totally normal, right? But this is about, okay, thank you. This is about you guys taking action. It's like, for all other signs, what I've been saying is like, it's about pausing and not taking action, right? Because it's like a liaison phase in between the two. But with Aries, it's kind of like nothing's going to change with you guys. So it's like for a lot of other signs, it's more or less them trying to, like, they typically run, but the energy is making them stay, right? But with Aries, the typical thing is to act, but the universe still wants you to act, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, it's really weird, dude. It's like this mirroring effect type of thing that they're showing me. So it's like you're coming into December wanting to take action, and the universe is in support of you taking action. It's just the lesson that needs to be learned in the first 2 weeks of December is where you're acting from. The message isn't for Aries to not act. It's just for you to be conscious of where you're acting from. So the place that you're coming into the month acting from is from a very mental place, which is out of alignment with you. So if you were to take action from this, this place, right? If you were to take action from this, I'm confused, I'm lost, I'm spiraling, I'm obsessing, I'm afraid of this could be this and that could be that, and why the hell, da 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 da. If you were to take action from this, it would put you more or less into this energy of the Five of Swords, right? Which is like, there would be a level of success to a certain extent, but it would be hollow. You feel what I'm saying? And it would actually cause more harm than good, right? So your solution is, of course, the Four of Swords, which is to step out of that headspace, which is that counterintuitive action, right? And that would bring you back to your heart space. In your heart space, now we're choosing between, because of course, people always say with the Lovers, it's a head or heart decision type of deal, right? So the head decision isn't good for business. But if you take a step back, then you're able to get back into your heart space and make a heart decision. And that's what puts you in your victorious position with the Six of Wands. And thus, being in this Five of Wands, which is a tad bit of a conflicting energy, but the solution to the Five of Wands is you guys standing in your power. And the power that Aries has is you acting in accordance with your heart space or your intuition, however it is that you want to look at it, your authentic self, higher self, whatever, however it is you want to look at it. But it's better, it would behoove you all up until the midpoint of the month of taking action from your heart as opposed to your head, because that's just going to cause a whole bunch of, unnecessary drama, if that's making sense. And I think it's funny, I'm saying all this, Aries, and I don't know what the hell we're talking about. I don't know if this is a person. I don't know if this is a job, because the Lovers is here. I mean, most people think of like relationships with the Lovers, and I don't necessarily do that. When I see the Lovers, especially in a soul session, I more or less see this as like a war that's happening in our own minds type of deal. And of course, that energy signature of what's happening inside of us manifests to the external. So, I mean, just kind of how this energy feels, this could be romantical, it could be friendship, it could be family related, it could be job, but it's really not screaming to me. It's like the only thing I feel with this, it feels like a conflict between Aries and another person. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not picking up on any energy specifically of who it's involved with per se. You know what I'm saying? And at the bottom, oh wow, that's interesting. Wow, that's weird. That is actually the card for the day and the weekly. We have the Emperor in the reverse. That makes perfect sense to me. Everything I just said makes dead ass sense. That is so fascinating. Okay. Because the day I'm recording this on Wednesday, the 30th of November, right? And I do weekly readings on our sanctuary, my organization's network, right? And so we call them the Pretty Mystic Weekly. So we do those every week. And the Emperor in the reverse is actually the card for today, which is fascinating. That's at the bottom of you guys' deck, right? So that's why all of this is happening. So why all of this is happening, Aries, is everything I've said in your soul session thus far, is you guys are operating out of a disempowered energy of yourself. So it's kind of like lower ego kind of vibes or whatever. So, I mean, it may be something where you guys kind of got butt hurt, you know what I'm saying, by somebody or whatever, or, you know, you feel played or whatever. But the whole premise is here between the 1st and the 15th is for you guys to not act from that bruised ego place, because it's going to do more harm than good. And there's a need to kind of take a step back and get back in alignment with yourself, because you guys have kind of, you know, gotten a little out of alignment with yourself. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, that has been your soul session for the 1st through the 15th of December. If you want to see part 2 of this, which is the 15th through the 31st of December, you can join my network, our sanctuary, or YouTube members, Patreon. And I post them up on Vimeo as well. And they're usually all up because I don't want y'all to like binge watch them in the beginning of the month and then, you know, just totally forget about them. So I always post those like a couple of days before, like the 15th. So if you're interested in that, the links for that are in the description box below this video. But anywho, I love your freaking face, Aries, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.